Destiny 2 Forsaken is bringing the grind and hobby back into Destiny. Leveling now takes a bit longer than all the other DLCs, and exotics, well, they're becoming quite rare. All great changes, but with all of these changes, leveling can become confusing and difficult. What's the soft cap, the hard cap, how do I rank up, level up the most efficient way possible? Well, that is exactly what this video was for. So sit back, chillax, and let's do the damn thing. Guardians, what is going on, guys? Sly here, back at it with another Destiny 2, a power leveling guide for you all. And no matter what level you are, I really do hope you guys are enjoying the DLC. Even after you beat the game, there is still loads of content that has still yet to unlock, and we're just getting started. I personally think it's one of the best things Bungie has, released yet, and the Dreaming City is everything I was hoping it's going to be. However, leveling is way different this time around, and I usually try to make a video beforehand showing the best routes possible and how to level up. But with so many changes, I wasn't really sure the best route to take. However, that has now changed. I've done a few characters and I do know what's what. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys what to do, what to save, which routes to take, and how to get up in character and power level much faster than usual. With the new soft cap set at 500 power level, we have a full 100 power to climb in the endgame. But there is a way you can make the most of it week 1. So before we start, guys, one important message. Do not complete any of the challenges or the gold stars in your director. Leave those alone. If you see that a particular activity is going to drop you a powerful gear engram or a powerful reward, then you do not want to complete it. Leave it alone. Those are the only way to get past the brick wall that is the soft cap of 500 power. You will need all of those later on. So just kind of like forget they even exist and leave them be. Crucible, Gambit, Strike, certain bounties, all of those. Hold off until you reach power level 500, and I will explain why a little later on. So to start things off, make sure you have an EDZ Ghost and an IO Experience Ghost handy, if you have them. Also, make sure you have plenty of Fire Team medallions. Now, throughout this entire process of leveling, 30 through 50, even after that, you should have a Fire Team medallion on 24/7. And if you save those 25% XP buffs from vanilla Destiny, like, Rockstar energy drink codes or the Pop-Tart codes on the boxes, those are amazing. Use those the instant you start leveling up. They really, really do work. Now, if you watched my Forsaken preparation guide, I made a suggestion to complete bounties, but not to turn them in. Save as many as you can for Forsaken. Well, now is the time to do just that. What you want to do is turn in any bounties that you might have saved up, but be sure that you turn them in on a planet, which gives you extra 10% through Ghost. And if you don't have a Ghost, and you're just using a Fire Team medallion, then it doesn't matter where you're turning them in on. Then, before starting the first mission in the campaign, try and reach level 31 just by going to the EDZ or Nessus or doing a couple public events. The new weapons and armor you're going to be getting requires you to be level 31, so if they drop when you're level 30, then you can't use them, and you want every opportunity to rise in power level throughout the new missions. Being level 31 in the very first mission will let you do just that and equip new gear, which will then start dropping even higher equipment. Just level up once, then head to the tower, do all the good stuff that comes with the new DLC there, even turning in some tokens through the Vanguard or Crucible or Gunsmith parts. You'll get loads of new stuff you can use, and it will increase your power level just a little bit. Now, this is assuming it's your first run through and you don't already have new guns. So once you do that, guys, run the campaign like normal, and anytime you run across a public event, a VIP guy, a chest, easy patrol, planetary materials, do them, grab them, all the time. Also, to get your new subclasses, you have to collect these things called Visions of Light, which are like these twinkling leaves or feathers dropped by majors or ultra enemies. Thieves' Den in the Tangled Shore has one of the more forgiving public events right in front of Spider. Once it's heroic, you will get waves of pretty easy major enemies dropping from ships, and each one will drop like, 5 or 6 of those feathers. 2 heroic public events will fill you up to 100% and allow you to go and get your new subclass way, way earlier than usual. Plus, the XP is also pretty great too. So if you see public events, always do them when you're leveling your character. Even if it's, you're in a mission and you're just passing through, jump off, complete it, and then continue on. Also remember chests, planetary materials, what I call PMATs, all of those. You grab everything you can. You'll not only need the glimmering gear, but the XP and most importantly, dead ghost fragments. And you can only get dead ghost fragments from activities in the Tangled Shore, which we'll get to here in a second. Now, once you get to the Tangled Shore and you have your new subclass, complete the story in the beginning right up until you unlock the first couple of Baron adventures. You know, like the Trickster, Rifleman, Mad Bomber, etc. Just do not do any of them yet. What you want to do is head back to Spider and grab all of his daily bounties, which is the bottom line right here. And on top of that, grab as many of the wanted bounties as you can on the very top. Start at the top left and work your way over until you run out of dead ghost fragments. Now, these wanted bounties are the easiest way to not only get to the soft cap of 500, but also to majorly help you boost your character up to level 50. These drop the highest power gear in regards to your current level, meaning that it's always a big increase with every new piece that drops, instead of going through small steps with blue gear or random stuff that drops out of chests. Complete all of the wanted bounties you can find, and don't turn them in until they are all finished. You should be able to buy most of the top row because they only cost like one dead ghost fragment. Now, I have plans to make location guides for all of these wanted bounties, but there are so many videos I need to make and not enough hours in the day to make all of them and continue playing and leveling up to find more secrets. But I will get to them eventually. And if not, I'm sure there are plenty of guides up elsewhere on YouTube, Reddit, etc. if you need help finding locations for these wanted bounties. Most of the ones in the top row are in the EDZ and they're pretty easy to find. The Queensbreaker is a pain because most people, when they see it, they instantly melt it before you get a chance, to get a shot off. But it's the one around the church in Trossland, usually on the left or right side or out in front. It just roams around at, random times. So sometimes you have to wait for it, which is kind of a pain. Complete all of the wanted bounties you have, and then once they are all done, be sure you have a Fire Team medallion on and head to the EDZ or a planet in which your ghost gives you an extra 10% XP. Once you're there, turn in one bounty at a time. You turn in one bounty, look at the reward, equip it because it's going to be way higher than what you have. Then turn in the second bounty, equip that reward, the next one, so on and so forth. All the while you're on a planet with a ghost equipped that gives you extra experience and a Fire Team medallion on. That way you can make the most of all the XP. Once you completed all that you can, head back to the Tangled Shore and try to buy the rest. However, you will most likely have to run around and do some public events or patrols in order to get more dead ghost fragments. Or it could be that you're not high enough power level yet, in which you need to keep ranking up and doing other activities. Now, you can only carry a max of like 10 ghost fragments at a time, and they stop dropping for you when you have 10. So if you have 10 of them, make sure you go buy those wanted bounties and then continue on. But now that you get the drift, you want to complete all of the Spider dailies and all of the wanted bounties except for the very last one, the Blood Cleaver. You have to be level 500 to even purchase it, and the enemies are 540, but we'll talk about that later on. Now, by the time you've completed all of the Spider bounties and have done activities along the way, you should be up there compared to others at this point in the story. You're going to be like middle 40s and probably 480 or so in power level. As long as you're still rising in character levels, keep doing as many bounties as possible. Doesn't matter what kind, like strike bounties, clan bounties, scrapper bounties, Eververse, any of them that deal XP. And a few of those will also drop gear that you can use. Also, as a side note, anytime you head to the tower, feel free to spend your tokens and buy things from the Gunsmith or Vanguard, Crucible, etc. As long as you're below 500, anything they give you will help you rise in power level. Again, these only help you if you are below 500. If you have enough tokens, try and find a full set of Vanguard and Crucible armor if possible, and save that for later on. It doesn't matter the light, just go ahead and see if you can get the whole set. You're going to need it later. Now, personally, it took me about like 500 tokens before it dropped all of the armor pieces. So be aware that if you're low in tokens, then don't worry about it. Just grab yourself a couple of guns, maybe a few pieces of armor, and then move on. Alright guys, so you have completed all of your wanted bounties except the last one. Now it's time for the Barons. You're going to be tackling them way over the recommended level, so it's going to be a breeze getting through those things. The wanted bounties are key to rising quickly during the campaign. Now, it may seem that I'm skipping ahead here, but you'll be surprised at how fast those wanted bounties and doing like public events and VIPs in between, you'll be surprised how fast those things will rocket you up. By the time you complete the top row of them, you're going to be way ahead of everybody else if you do separate paths. Now, since the soft cap is 500, rare or blue gear and legendaries that drop out in the wild or even ones that get from the vendors, they will not drop any higher than 500. The only way to get that gear that drops above 500 is from these gold star challenges. These daily and weekly challenges are super important, and doing them early will ruin your ability to get up there in power for the first week. Now the reason why is simple. When you're below power level 500, blues from chests, lost sectors, VIPs, vendors, engrams, bounties, all of those will drop gear that will help you rank up to 500. But they will stop ranking you up once you are at 500, the soft cap. Then from that point on, only gold star challenges will drop gear above that power level. So if you use your powerful gear when you're below 500, you're wasting one of the few ways to get powerful gear when you need it. So why waste a powerful gear opportunity when blues from random chests can get you there just as fast? You'll be happy that you saved them a little later on. Okay, so next up, run the Barons and continue the motions to finish the campaign. Now you should hit 500 power level before the campaign finishes out. And the instant you do, head back to Spider and buy the Blood Cleaver bounty. Now this one is hard and there's a trick to it, but it's not that bad and the reward is well worth it. The reason you want to be 500 before you end the campaign is because certain vendors at the tower like Ikora and Rahul will drop you a powerful reward that can drop above 500. Since those are limited and hard to come by, it is worth grinding out to 500 before finishing the campaign. Now it sounds bad, but don't worry, you'll be surprised, how well those wanted bounties will work for you. Again, make sure your highest gear is on and then go see them. Now, if you haven't completed the campaign yet, it's really no big deal. You're just going to be missing out on a couple pieces of powerful gear. But around this time, you should be past 500 power level and at level 50 or extremely close to it. Either way, now that you are 500, it's time to dive into all the powerful rewards that you saved up this far. Do the easy ones first, like one Crucible match, one Gambit match, Strike, Flashpoint, and then do the more lengthy ones that are weekly challenges, such as 5 Crucible matches, 3 Gambit matches, and Strikes while using, the same subclass as your teammates. Also, pay attention to your pursuits. Once you reach 500 power level, some pursuits will be linked to powerful gear drops, and you're going to want to do all of them before the game resets on Tuesday. Also, by the time you complete most of the easy powerful gear challenges, it's time to head into the Dreaming City. Now you should be about 508 or 510, somewhere around in there if you did things in this order, and it will make exploring way easier. So head to Petra once that happens, grab all of her daily and weekly bounties, then start doing public events, patrols, VIPs, looting chests, etc. You're going to need these things called Dark Fragments, which drop from world activities. You need these to buy certain weekly bounties from Petra. However, most of them just cost Glimmer, but having them is a very good thing. Now the Dreaming City will take some teamwork in order to complete these bounties, but they drop you some awesome rewards that will be pretty high in level. Also notice that Ikora has a powerful reward for you when you turn in 20 bounties, so make sure you keep doing bounties no matter where they are from. Petra, Tangled Shore, Scrapper bounties, Vanguard, etc. Petra's weekly bounties will take some time to complete, but once you do finish them, along with all of your challenges within your director, you could be in the 520s by now depending on your RNG and your drops. Once that happens, it's time to try out the Nightfall as your last powerful reward for the week. But that is about it, Guardians. I know it's a ton of information to take in. However, if you do things in the order I talked about, you will be around at the 520 or so, and most people are stuck in 512. Just remember, bounties, 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 fire team medallions 24/7, and as soon as it's out, put on another. The key to getting as high as possible in Forsaken is to be level 50 as fast as possible. Level 500 will just come from, ranking up your character level. So doing the wanted bounties and putting off the Barons for as long as possible will help you get that. Once again, saving all of your powerful rewards will also be a step in the right direction. Now, as the game goes on throughout the weeks, I will make a list of all the powerful reward sources in the game, but right now, we're not high enough to do the last tier of the Blind Whale, and like I said earlier, there are still lots of activities that haven't unlocked yet. There are more strikes to unlock, a new dungeon activity, vendors, challenges, and loads of secrets, so I cannot wait. But that's about it, Guardians. I hope that this helps you out, and if you follow this order, you will be making the most of every drop that you get. Take care, Guardians, and feel free to check me out on Twitter or Facebook at SlyNation Gaming on the FB. Subscribe for more D2 Forsaken and Anthem videos. Spank the thumbs up, but only if you enjoyed yourself, and keep those eyes open for more Dreaming City videos coming out soon. But until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll catch you guys next time.